Yeah, 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 yeah. Here I am, here I am, here I am. Screaming live, y'all. Sunday morning. Well, it's Sunday afternoon now. Got a few things I wanted to talk about. It's easy like Sunday morning. Things I wanted to talk about specifically. One, nepotism. 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 How y'all feel about nepotism? You know, is it something to be frowned upon? Or is it something, to embrace? We're gonna get into that. And another thing I want to talk about, Big Meech. Big Meech home, y'all. And I don't know if y'all know anything about who Big Meech is. Big time drug guy. I think he hails from Detroit, made his way out of Atlanta. And if you had anything to do with East Coast criminal activity, drugs, I say within the late 90s, early 2000s, you probably had some dealings with, maybe not to your knowledge, with Big Meech. He had a big source, and he was a hub, and his work was spread out all throughout the East Coast, especially the southeastern area when you pertain to places like Georgia, Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, probably a little bit further up north. And I think it stretched all the way to the West Coast, Midwest and the West. But he home now. So what I wanted to get to talk about was like the snitch and telling and so forth and things of that nature. How y'all feel about that? What y'all think snitching is, telling is? Do you think it should be a snitching policy or no snitching policy? Do you, embrace people that tell when they come home or cooperate? What's the difference between all that stuff? Let's get into that. That's what I want to get into. And of course, I wanted to give y'all a little bit. This I'm streaming right here for my Xperia X5. No camera included. This is just straight the phone by itself. I wanted to see how I look. I wanted to see how good this camera was. It got the vlog monitor hooked up on the reverse side so I could see what y'all looking at. I could see it. I could see the time. I could see the mic levels. I got my light set up, the mic over there, but we're using the mic camera that's on the camera mic that's on the phone right now. And that's the Xperia 1 Mark 5. Dope phone. Cause not only can you can stream straight from the phone, and you could buy a vlog mount to where you could use the big cameras on the back and attach a mount onto it so you could see. You got a view, not a viewfinder, you got a display right there. So, usually when you got it flipped around, you got to be on the other side. But this is just if you're doing your solo content thing. I don't think it's no phone better right now. I don't think this a flagship of a phone, y'all. This a flagship of a phone. And like I said, I could just take this setup by itself. I ain't got this hooked up this ain't hooked up to nothing. It got its own software and it streams by itself. So you could do a lot of stuff with this thing. I could hook it up to my phone, put the camera on top of my phone, on top of the shoe, and I could use my camera's lens instead of the lenses that's mounted to the phone, or I could set up my camera and set this up as another camera in itself and be giving you two different angles. I could do that. Or I could set up the camera and be right here and controlling it. And I don't know if y'all can see this right here. I got a remote, so I could zoom in and out. I could get y'all this in and out right now. Yeah. And this allows you to go up there and connect these things. It's big things popping, man. Small things, yeah, I don't even know. I'm about to make big things pop and small things dropping. But look, you can sit there and you can do a lot of different things. So, like I was saying yesterday in the Saturday Night Live podcast, I could give it to you different ways. I could just be on the go and just have my phone, but still have the capabilities to give y'all good quality, not the low resolution that you'll get from a phone sometimes. Cause this camera, it got like editing, it got different type of software in it, the way you can go in and you can manage your ISO, you can manage your frames per second, you can manage your shutter speed, you can manage whether it's HDR or it's standard, or oh man, you can get into the business with it. And it's different editing tools on it because they got a audio editing, they got a photo editing, they got a cinema pro, they got a video pro, and all of them work jointly as I've been seeing. And you set one set, and then sometimes it goes through the platform. Cause right now I got it on Face Eye Focus, and I also got it on like peaking. So it's showing me what it's focusing on with the peaking, and then it got the little square that's following my eye. Y'all can't see all that, but I can. So it's locked in, and I got the object tracking, so it's a lock. It ain't hunting down other things, it's a lock, y'all. So like I said, I wanted to give y'all this, work on this, and this the stuff I've been working on. And like, it's a short, like 3-inch USB cord right there. I wanted to get that up. I can't even see what that is. I can't see what that is. I see a red tag up there. I don't know. Hold on. I see a red tag up there that just jumped up there. Hopefully I'm still locked in. I can't tell what that is because it's kind of far away. It might have lost me on the eye focusing, but it's just me right here. I had the eye focus. Hold on, let me come in, let me come out. Alright, let me see. I got some focus. Okay, I can't tell what that is. But I know it's on me and I'm focused in, y'all. I'm just playing with it. Focused in. I'm gonna shoot it back to the zone. See what that do. I don't know what just happened. I just seen a little red indicator pop up. But yeah, I think this thing dope, y'all. This little setup I got. And like I said, what I wanted to do is be able to give y'all the business. Give y'all the business. I ain't bring my camera in here. I was gonna show y'all I got the grip set up, man. That thing look very professional. I ain't got the cage, but I got a lot of attachments to it. But like I was saying, I tried to hook this USB cord up to it, but it wouldn't, for some reason, it wouldn't connect to the vlog monitor. So I think it just needs regular USB-C to USB-C. I tried to hook this 3.2 up, but for some odd reason it wouldn't work. It works on my camera to everything else, but it wouldn't work on this. So I'm gonna figure it out, because maybe sometimes I want to have that little small vlog monitor with me. I don't know if it got something to do with being hooked up to the back. I don't know. I tried to figure it out, but it only will work when I hook that small cable up to it. But it's still good because I can still see it from here. Very clear. It's clearer than the display that you get with the A7 IV. Crystal clear. Excellent vlog monitor. And I think it's the VMT something, but dope. Everything working. So let's go ahead and get into this. We back, y'all. We back in business, Baltimore. Let's get to it, and I'm here with y'all. Go get us. Let's go. First and foremost, I wanted to get into talking about nepotism. What is nepotism? Nepotism when you put your peoples in position, and I guess there's a good side and a bad side to nepotism. Nepotism sometimes can seem unfair to those that's not related to the people in power. So I guess that'd be the bad side of nepotism, because it seemed like in nepotism, people without talent and skill find their way into the spotlight. And what I mean by that is, for instance, Bronny James. Maybe not the most talented person, but given an opportunity ahead of a lot of people that might have been better than him. Some people feel like he taking up a roster spot. Me, myself, I didn't see enough. I didn't see enough from him to say he's a pro talent. Not saying that he can't get to pro talent level, not saying that he ain't got it in him, but I didn't see it. Like, I seen him show glimpses of greatness, have, a good play here and there, hustle. He seemed to be in the right spot, on the court, but sometimes he disappears. And, from the looks of it, I didn't see where he should have had a spot on anybody roster. If you got a guy like Matt McClung can't make it to the NBA, what's the difference between Matt McClung and Bronny James? Matt McClung might be more physically gifted than him. So it's like, if you can't find a spot for Matt McClung, repping VA, y'all, how you find a spot for Bronny James? And it's like nepotism at its finest. Nepotism at its finest. And then, you could go through the ranking, the coaching ranking. When people, they got their sons coaching. What was it? Shanahan. And, all the time, these people aren't the best, but, they given the opportunity to fail. They given the leeway to fail, because they can come in there. Somebody with better talent can come in there and make one mistake and you out of here. But then somebody with nepotism can fail, hurt others, and still be allowed to be around and to fail and to keep getting another chance until at some point they learn enough to be, efficient, or they learn enough to be proficient. And is that fair? Is it fair? To me, being that I wasn't, the product of nepotism, or I wasn't on the beneficial side of nepotism, I'm going to say, nah, it's not fair. Nah, it's not fair. It's not fair when you're not grading people on their talent and their output and their productivity. When you basing your, relationship, or you basing the opportunity that you giving somebody based on because you know them and you got a fondness for them, But as you can see, that's how the world operates, y'all. You got a lot of underdogs out here that never got a chance because maybe the coach was related to a player, or the supervisor had a relationship with this person, and you the one doing all the work, but they the ones getting all the promotions and the compensation. So, it happens all the time. It happens in politics. It happens in sports. It happens in the workplace. And on the flip side of that, people will be like, what you doing it for if you can't put your peoples on? But if you putting your peoples on and they don't know what's going on, then what in the world is going on? It don't make sense. And if it ain't making sense, then why do we participate in some of the things? It take me to a place where you set up the rich get richer. The rich get richer. Because if you giving your siblings, your offspring, your close friends opportunities that are not deserving, you building up a situation where you trying to keep everything in house and you trying to control and you trying to manipulate a situation. So it's like that's what a lot of these businesses do, a lot of these corporations do, and they're not for the common person, man. And when people exhibit behavior like that, do you take them as an ally, or do you recognize them for who they really are? That's an eye opener right there. Sometimes you gotta recognize these people for who they really are, and not really look at them for nothing else. Because man, look at me close, y'all. Look at me close. The world is unfair. I'm gonna zoom back out. It's unfair out here, man. You think you're supposed to get a fair shake? Sometimes it ain't no fair shakes out here. Sometimes, you can do all you can. Everything right. No cheating. And then somebody to come along beside you getting the opportunity you supposed to get, and it don't make no sense. I remember one time, my wife told me she had a job with this cleaning service or something like that. And the girl had her sister on board, and her sister was stealing. Stealing. So, they wind up blaming my wife for the situation. Fired her. Let her go. And then, come to find out it was the supervisor's sister or the owner's sister. So they bring her back to make it look, to try to clean it up and saying, I apologize and all this, and then let her go again. The whole time she ain't let her sister go. She was still working there. Knowing that she's a klepto. Knowing that she stole something and it wasn't her first time stealing something. So that lets you know, like, what's really going on? What's really going on? If you know somebody's stealing, you keeping them around, you blaming other people, are you complicit? Are you the one that's, you act like you hide your hand? You act like it ain't you. You act like it's her, but the whole time she's stealing, bring it back, y'all chopping it up, and you getting the big piece. That's how I think sometimes. I don't put nothing past nobody. That's why, I don't, man, over the years, man, I try to separate myself from the shenanigans, from the illusion, from the allure, because a lot of time it ain't nothing but bait. People trying to take advantage of you. They trying to manipulate you. They trying to get you to feed into their narrative. A lot of times, my comings and goings, you'll hear people talk. I don't be wanting to hear it. I don't be wanting to hear it because I ain't trying to feed into your narrative. People tell you, well, it's supposed to, and this, and then she did this, and they did that. They'll tell you everything but what they did. And I don't want to fill my brain up with your point of view. That ain't what I'm here for. I don't care about your point of view. I'm focused on my vision, and I don't want you to fill my brain up with your wizardry and your shenanigans to try to gain my emotional support. Or nah, I ain't got nothing to do with it. I ain't got nothing to do with it. And a lot of people are, they manipulative in this world. So from that was just a small glimpse of, nepotism. And, some people think it's a good thing. Some people think it's a bad thing. Me, being that I ain't related to nobody of that type of stature, I look at nepotism as a, corrosive tool to where you weed out all talent and you starting to put people in position with the agenda of holding on to it and extracting power and control over a situation. So to me, that sounds like a strategy, and it sounds negative at its core. So, if you not being organic with it, what are you being? If it ain't organic, then it's inorganic, then it's dead and it's false and it's not right. So I'm gonna just leave it there. Let y'all make the decision based on your situation, because these is just my viewpoints. I can't let you, change my viewpoints because they're mine. You can come with yours, and I might listen, I might not listen. It just depends on how I feel at the time. But I'm gonna pivot for there to go to the Big Meech situation. Big Meech home, y'all. Big Meech. And I think what Big Meech got locked up about 2008 or something like that. I don't know, maybe before 2007, 8. So he had been locked up for what? 10, 13, about 17 years or something like that. 15, 17 years, something around that range. I tell you this. From what I know about being incarcerated and all that stuff, 17 years, that ain't what they give you. If you the head of a big time conspiracy like that, you don't get no 17 years. I'll tell you that now. I went to the federal system. I had a case that didn't involve anybody else. It was just I got caught with some drugs, weed, some pills, firearms, and money. And being that I was already a convicted felon, my case was escalated to a federal case. And I was through the federal system. And when you're the head or the top of a RICO conspiracy, you don't get 15 years. 15 years is usually what you get when you at the lower levels of a conspiracy, or if you in there by yourself. They gave me 60 months. They could have gave me more. I played out. They probably was looking to give me 10 years. That's 120 months. So to get 180 months and you responsible for a flood of drugs on the East Coast and travel, that's not happening. So there's no way to get out of time and affairs unless you cooperate, you plead out, go to the grand jury on people, or you involved in some sort of situation where you helping to get some sort of criminal up off the streets. And I don't know the ins and outs of his case, but I know the math of his case. The math of that case is to say him getting out in 15 years when I've seen people with less crime. I've seen people with the eighth of heroin get more time than 15 years. I've seen people that come in there just because they came in there multiple times get 15 years. So to get 15 years and to be the top dog of an organization is, but that's neither here. I want to know what y'all feel about people that do cooperate and do snitch. Do you think they supposed to? You think they supposed to keep it real? Me, myself, I don't really care. I don't really care. We talk about criminal activity. Like they say it's honor amongst thieves, but that's untrue. People use that when they want to. People use that depending on who it is and their connections to the situation. I've seen people kill their own friends. I've seen people tell on their own mama. I've seen people sell drugs to them and then send somebody around there to get them robbed. I've seen people do the most heinous things to each other in the criminal world. People out here will kill a baby and cry and say, give them a second chance. So it's like, man, you talk about Satan's playground, you talk about the devil's playground. So what do you expect? You expect some sort of righteousness to come out of the unrighteous? It don't happen. So When I think about crime and how devious people and how shiesty people is, I think talent comes right along with it. I never expected nothing else from somebody. I never expected honor to come out the unhonorable. You an unhonorable person. You destroying the community. So what kind of code do you really got? And you look at people like Sammy the Bull, Alpo, some of the biggest notorious people. They not the only ones. They not the only ones. A lot of people out here is cooperating and telling, and they'll get in there, and once they get to doing their time, figure, man, I want to be like Rayful Edmonds. Start doing this time, or Nicky Bonds doing this time, and you give my girl time to tell. So like, it's no telling, it's no principle, and like what rules in it, and you playing in a lawless game. Like these people break the law. You get it? They break the law. And even if you listen to what's the guy name? Get Back at him, man, from I can't think of his name. BG, I think that's his name, the baby gangster, baby big brother. He said, I made the rules and I broke the rules. like how that make sense? You break the rule, you make the rules and you break the rules. That means you just doing whatever you want to do. And that's what it is. Whether you know it or not, in this world, people do whatever it is they want to do. Most people ain't got no compassion for nobody outside of themselves and their circle. People don't care about what it is you're going through or what it is they putting you through. They don't care. So, you can't look at this and make sense out of it. None of it makes sense. It's all ridiculous. It's all upside down. You're trying to make sense of oatmeal. You're trying to pick it up and shape it into something and it's oozing through your hands. It ain't gonna never make sense. You ain't gonna never make sense out of Tekashi 6ix9ine acting like he tough and gonna tell. Or you can't make sense